viewers, welcome to our YouTube channel Pathshala Educational Trust. So now I'm going to tell about active and passive voices, like how you will be using them and what will be the rules and like that. Okay, so active and passive voice, active and passive voice. Okay, so this is also very important in grammar. Okay, this is very helpful for 10th class students and for if you read more lessons also, like if you are keep on reading the lessons or stories or whatever the books you have, then definitely you'll come across these active and passive voices, like what it is. So before saying about active and passive voice, I would like to say that to please hit the bell icon and subscribe our channel to get the notifications, like latest updates whatever we have. And yeah, please do give a comment and like, share. Okay, thank you so much. Now I'll just continue with active and passive voice. Okay, so let us see the active voice first. What is active voice in the grammar? The subject performs the action expressed by the verb. Okay, the subject performs the action expressed by the verb. Okay, so this is what about the active voice. Okay, yeah, the subject performs the action expressed by the verb is the active voice. So what is passive voice then? Passive voice, the passive voice is the subject receives the action expressed by the verb. Okay, the subject receives the action expressed by the verb. Okay, so this is what about the passive voice. So here in active and passive voice we will be having some rules. Okay, actually if you know about these rules, like how to change the active and passive voice, then it will be very easy for you to change also. Okay, so passive, active to passive. So how to change active to passive voice? So first rule is the sentence must have objects or transitive verbs. Okay, the sentence must have object, okay, objects or transitive verbs. Okay, so this is the first rule, but that the sentence must have objects or transitive verbs in the sentence. And our second rule is like objects in active sentence or sentences became okay, they became the subject of passive sentence. Okay, so see, the objects in the active sentence, the object, okay, whatever the sentence have a object, that object in active sentences become, okay, the subject of passive sentence. So this is the rule 2. And what is rule 3? Subject in active sentences is converted into passive sentences that precedes the object word by. Okay, like subject in active sentences became Okay, the subject in active sentences is converted into passive sentences that preceded the object word by. Okay, the subject in active sentences, okay, the subject in active sentences is converted, okay, is converted into passive sentences, converted into passive sentences that preceded the object by word by. Okay, so this is a rule 3 to remember. So let us see the rule 4 now. What is rule 4? The verb used in passive voice is past participle. The verb used in passive voice is past participle. So this is also a one rule that it should be like. Fourth rule is the verb. So whatever verb in the sentence we are using, that verb in the passive voice, it should be a past participle. Okay, and in the active voice, the subject of the sentence does the action, okay, does the action. And what is rule 6? In the passive voice, okay, in the passive voice, the subject of the sentence receives, okay, receives the action. So this is the rule. And we have a tip also here. I'll also give you a tip, okay, like how to see this, okay, tips. I'll only give you one tip, that is if the given sentence, okay, if the given sentence in the active voice is in the, see, if the given sentence in the active voice is in the imperative, okay, imperative form, suppose, to get the passive voice, use let, okay, use let. So this is one tip which I am giving you. So formation of passive voice equal to let plus object plus be plus participle, okay. So formation of passive voice equals to let plus, okay, formation of let plus object, okay, plus be plus past participle, okay, participle. So this is what the tip is, okay. Let us see some examples. So active voice like help me, and passive voice, okay, passive is like let me, okay, let me be helped. Okay, so this is what the example is. Let me help in the active voice, then the passive will be changing into let me. So I'll just color it so you can easily, okay, let me be helped. So this is how, and let me come down, and one more thing, like active voice, okay, begins, brings not begins, okay, begins with a helping, okay, with a helping verb. The passive voice must, okay, must also begins with a suitable helping verb, okay, suitable helping verb. In active voice begins with a helping verb. The passive voice also must also begins with a suitable helping verb. And for this example, for this I am giving an example. In active, it's like, are you writing a letter? Okay, are you writing a letter? In that becomes in passive. Okay, anyone guess? Is a letter begun written by you? Okay, is a letter being written by you? This is how we use. And one more, when used in passive form, gerund and infinitive are formed differently. Okay, like infinitive, passive is formed as to be plus participle. Okay, this you have to remember. In infinitive, passive is formed as to be, okay, it has to be, passive is formed, okay, it is formed to be. Here I will give you this mark so that it will be to be plus participle, okay, plus participle. This is you have to remember this also, like if in infinitive, like and passive is formed as to be and plus participle. Okay, for this also I'll give you the example to get it better. So example, inactive, if you see, I want to shoot the tiger. So this is inactive. In passive, I want the tiger to be shot. So it will change like this. Okay, in passive it will change like I want the tiger to be short. Now see, in infinite the passive is formed as to be plus participle, right? So this is what. And if you see one more, like if a sentence, okay, if a sentence contains two objects, if a sentence contains two objects, namely, okay, indirect objects, indirect object and direct object, indirect and direct object. In the active voice, two forms of passive voice can be formed. Okay, so if you see in the sentence containing two objects, namely like in direct object and direct object, in the active voice two forms of passive voice can be formed. Okay, two form of voice can be, passive voice can be formed. Let me give you example to know better. Example, yeah, so in active, like she, okay, she brought me a cup of coffee. Okay, now see the passive will change into like we have two sentences here. Let me give you one. I was brought a cup of coffee, okay, a cup of coffee by her. Okay, this is one sentence. Whereas let me do it here so that it will be easy for you, right? So see here in the same passive, I'll give you second example. Okay, a cup of coffee was brought to me by her. So this is one sentence. So as I said, in a sentence containing two objects, namely indirect object or direct object, in the active voice two forms of passive voice are formed. Okay, so this is how if you see the active voice, she brought me a cup of coffee. Else we in the passive voice we have two sentences. Okay, so this is how it is. And next to use in place of by. Okay, use in place of by to talk about an instrument used by the agent or a subject. Okay, a subject. So see, we'll have an example, then you will get it easily. Example, it's like somebody, okay, an active, okay, active, somebody hit the dog with a stick. Okay, so in passive it changes again to two. So I'll give you one first. The dog was hit with a stick is one sentence. And let me do the second one. Okay, the dog was hit with a stick. The dog was hit by a boy is also. See, here somebody, right? Somebody hit the dog with a stick. So in the first sentence, the dog was hit with a stick. In the second sentence, the dog was hit by somebody can also be written, or a boy. Okay, so this is what about this thing. And yeah, till now I have said about the active and passive voice, and I have given you the tips also, like how it should be. We'll also have some few more worksheets about active and passive voice in my next coming videos. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe our channel, and please support me. Thank you.